Hello, welcome to another video. I'm going to apologise in advance for the glare on my glasses because I'm sat in front of the window, but I feel like the glasses make the look today. But hello, welcome to another video. Today, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, I am revisiting the These Books Will Self-Destruct in 12 Months video creation that Becca from Becca and the Books made. I did this last year. I reacted to last year's one in April, and I thought it's about time that I made another stack of books. I've gone for 10 this time rather than 12 because it's 12 months, but it doesn't necessarily have to be 12 books. I've got 10 books that will self-destruct in 12 months if I do not read them. It is very nearly my birthday at the point of filming this, so like in my 24th year of life, if these books do not get read, then they will be unhauled. They will self-destruct. They will be out the door. It's a really great way to be able to kind of hold yourself accountable to read some books that have been on your shelf or that you're not sure about without immediately unhauling them. Like, it gives them a year to prove themselves or get on out of here. So that's what we're doing today. But as I say, the video was created by Becca from Becca and the Books. She's done this, I think, 3 times now, but I will, of course, link her down below. In general, Becca's just awesome. But yeah, I am going to take you through these 10 books that, if I have not read within the next year, will be kabooming. That didn't make sense. They will go kaboom. You know what I mean. Let's get on with it. First up on this pile, I have Star Daughter by Shweta Thakrar. This was a fairy loot book, and it's beautiful. It's got these gold sprayed edges. It's signed. It's got the artwork under the dust jacket. It's a beautiful fairy loot edition. However, I haven't heard anything good about this from, like, the people I trust. Nothing about it is necessarily calling to me, but it's beautiful, so I would like to like it. But I just don't have very high hopes at this point, but I want it to have a chance to prove itself before I decide that it's not for me. So it's going on this list. Do I know what this one's about? Absolutely not. If the night sky holds many secrets, it holds Shitao Mystery's secret the closest. A secret that explains why her hair is the silver of starlight, or why some nights the stars call Shitao by name. Stars like her mother, who returned to her place in the constellation Pusha years ago. Since that day, Shitao has been forced to hide. As her 17th birthday draws near, the pull from the sky is growing stronger, so strong that Shitao loses control, and a flare of starfire burns her human father, an injury only a full star's blood can heal. Okay, so this girl is a star and is hiding as a human, and clearly the starness of her becomes a danger and she needs to find a star and maybe find her way back to the sky or something. I'm not going to read too much more of the blurb than that. I'll be honest, it isn't calling to me. Something about it screams generic YA, but I haven't read it, so I cannot make that assumption. Don't listen to that assumption. I haven't read it, I don't know. But I do want to give it a chance to prove itself, so hopefully I'll read it within the next year, but if last year's one of these videos is anything to go by, maybe I'll unhaul it in that time, but we'll see what happens with this one. Next up, we have Never Contented Things by Sarah Porter. This is one that Becca from Becca and the Books read, hated, said she was unhauling, and I was like, hey, I've read something from Sarah Porter before, and I liked it. So if you're just going to get rid of that one, hey, I'll give it a go. I haven't given it a go yet, but there is still a little piece of me that's like, the other Sarah Porter book I've read was really weird. Maybe this one too I will like, but it will be really weird. But I don't know, because if I remember correctly, there's some really messed up relationships in this. Seductive, cruel, bored. Be wary of never contented things. Prince and his fairy courtiers are staggeringly beautiful, astonishingly cruel, and exhausted by the tedium of centuries, until they meet foster siblings Josh and... how do you pronounce that? Xenia? Xenia? Mm-hmm. Drawn in by their vivid emotions, undying love for each other, and passion for life, Prince will stop at nothing to possess them. Is this the one with the incest with the brother and sister? I don't know. Cruel fairies. Seductive? I don't know. Becca said some weird shit about it, so we'll see if I get to this one. But if I don't, I'm not too mad about it because I haven't heard anything good about it. The only person I know of that's read it is Becca. But on the other side, like, that little piece of my brain's like, but you're curious. And I am curious. We'll see what happens with this one. Next up, we have a controversial one. Wait, don't attack me just yet. But Middle Game by Seanan Maguire. I read the Every Heart a Doorway series, not all of them. I'm definitely not up to date, but gradually they just got worse and worse for me, so I unhauled them all. They're gone now. I really liked the first one, and then as the series went on, I just really didn't like it. So I'm a little apprehensive about this one, but I'm still willing to give it a go because it wasn't Seanan Maguire's writing that I had a problem with those books. The writing was strong. It was just the repetitive nature of the story, and I just didn't care for it anymore. And this is a completely different story, and I know I like her writing, so there is still hope for me to like this one. Just because I've now unhauled all of the other Seanan Maguire books I own, there is a little piece of me that's like, well, if you don't read this one within the next year, you might as well just unhaul that one as well and call yourself done with Seanan Maguire. But I've heard fantastic things about this. I know a lot of people have really liked this, so I do want to give it a shot. But yeah, we will see. This one is about twins who I think are raised with these like godlike powers. Meet Roger, skilled with words. Languages come easily to him. He instinctively understands how the world works through the power of story. Meet Dodger, his twin. Numbers are her world, her obsession, her everything, all she understands. She does so through the power of math. Roger and Dodger aren't exactly human, though they don't realise it. They aren't exactly gods either. Not entirely, not yet. So Roger and Dodger are created by Reed, who's not their father, not quite, but he has a plan to raise the twins to the highest power, to ascend them and claim their authority as his own. Godhood is attainable, pray it isn't attained. So this guy raises these twins, creates these twins, raises these twins to get them to a like godlike status and then use that power. It sounds really messed up. I think I could enjoy it, but I just need to give myself the chance to actually read it and see if I am done with Seanan Maguire or not. Next up, we have another controversial one, and I'm putting this one in here because it's been on my shelf for a really long time, and I'm going to be mad at myself if I don't read it within the next 12 months. Not that I think I'm not going to like it, not that I think I need to unhaul it, just that I need a push to read it within the next year because it's been too long. It's been way too long. If I don't read it in the next 12 months, I'm going to be really mad at myself. But that is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This is such a popular read. I've had this for ages, and yet I still have the buy one get one half price sticker from Waterstones on there. But everyone knows what this is about. Everyone loves this. People are less keen on Ready Player 2. But Ready Player 1, everybody loves. So I need the push to read it. And I think knowing that if I don't read it this year, I'm not going to read it at all because I'm going to have to unhaul it might be that push that I need. It's not even necessarily big. I do think I'm going to really enjoy it. It's a VR game. Everyone knows what this is about, right? The creator of this game dies and leaves the Easter egg in the game, and the players have to find it to, like, take over that company and get the money. Greatest quest in history, fate of humanity resting in your hands, are you ready? I think I'm gonna like it, but I need the push to actually read it. Next up, I have Deep Light by Frances Hardinge. This is one that's been on my shelf for a little while. When I first got it, I remember being really excited because it's something to do with deep sea creatures or like sea monsters that are like god-like, and it seemed really fascinating, but it's been sat on my shelf for ever since and I haven't been tempted to reach for it, so it's going on this list. We'll see what happens within this next year. Hark and his best friend Jelt are scavengers living off their wits, diving for relics of the gods, desperate for anything they can sell. But something restless is stirring beneath the waves, calling to someone brave enough to retrieve it. Something valuable, something dangerous. Nothing is quite as it seems. When the waves try to claim Jelt, Hark will do anything to save him and the islands that he loves, even if it means a death-defying journey to the strange dark light of the undersea, to face not only who his friend has become, but what. That just really sounds fascinating to me. Like, that makes me want to read this. Yeah, I haven't reached for it yet, so hopefully in the next 12 months I will do that. I do like sea-themed books and these like sea god creatures and what he becomes in the undersea. I'm fascinated, so hopefully I'll get to this within the next 12 months. Next up, I have The Queen's Poisoner by Jeff Wheeler. This is a book that has been recommended to me a lot, and I just haven't reached for it yet, but I know a lot of people like this as well, so perhaps another controversial one. But this is about a young boy who is given away to the king because his father was a traitor or something, and he needs to prove his worth. The Duke gambles and loses when trying to dispose of the king, and now the Duke must atone by handing over his youngest son, Owen, as the king's hostage, and should his loyalty falter again, the boy will pay with his life. Seeking allies, Owen learns to survive in the court, but when new evidence of his father's betrayal threatens to seal his fate, Owen must win the vengeful king's favour by proving his worth through extraordinary means. And the only one person who can aid his desperate cause is a mysterious woman dwelling in secrecy who truly wields power over life, death, and destiny. Sounds like a political fantasy. Sounds like I would really like it. Why have I not been reaching for it? We don't know. But it does sound like something I would really enjoy, so I hope I read it. Again, hopefully this will just give us the push to actually pick this one up. There's quite a few in this stack actually that I would like to read, I just need the push to do it, and hopefully knowing that I now have a ticking time bomb on this will mean that I might actually pick it up, because political fantasy sounds like something I'm gonna really like. Next up on this list, I have Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I got this. The receipt for something else is still in here. Oh no, the receipt for this is still in here. Was purchased on the 3rd of January 2019. The receipt is right here. At the same time as some thermal leggings from Sports Direct. And I've got the receipt for those too. Those thermal leggings don't fit me anymore. I've put on so much weight. But besides the point, Renegades. I still haven't read this. Will I ever? I don't know. Something about Marissa Meyer, like you can see I've got all of those books there as well, which I should really get to. I've only read Cinder, but something about Marissa Meyer just doesn't captivate me. Like, I don't feel like I need to read her books. But I have this one, and this is part of a series I haven't even started yet. This is the first book. Like, I'm less tempted to put the Lunar Chronicles in this video because I've already started that series, whereas this I could quite easily get rid of with no like attachment or commitment or anything. I'm throwing it on here. I feel like this is probably, if I'm being honest, one I won't get to in the next 12 months, but I'll give myself the chance. Maybe something will pop up, maybe someone in a comment will say, hey, no, really, read Renegades. But also someone might not. This is about anarchists and renegades, and they're the two different sides of this world, community, I don't know. They're like superheroes and supervillains, but I'm sure there's like some grey morality, and one of the renegades joins the anarchists or something. Nova's an anarchist, Adrian's a renegade. They should be sworn enemies, but Nova finds herself torn between Adrian and the renegades, and a villain that could destroy them both. Yeah, I think there's some sort of grey morality in here, but yeah, this one's going on here. I don't have much to say about this one. Next up, I have The Binding by Bridget Collins. This is one that I picked up in Tesco for like £3 because it was there. It'd just been released in paperback. It was in Tesco's. I've heard a lot of people really like this one. I'm pretty sure this is book within a book sort of thing, which is a lot of people's jam, but I think it's one that I purchased simply for the everyone else loves it, I should too, and then haven't read, I'm not drawn to, and again I'm kind of relying on someone telling me like, hey, you should read The Binding, you'll really like it, or it's just gonna sit here for a year and I'm gonna unhaul it. Like, this is one I probably need some persuasion on because it's not like drawing me in at all. This is about Emmett, who is a binder's apprentice. His job is to handcraft beautiful books, and within each to capture something unique and extraordinary A memory, that's it, memory books. If you have something you want to forget or a secret to hide, he can bind it and you will never have to remember the pain it caused. In a vault under his mentor's workshop, row upon row of books and secrets are meticulously stored and recorded. Then one day, Emmett makes an astonishing recovery. One of the volumes has his name on it. Still not drawn in. That sounds mysterious, but I'm still not drawn in, so we will see what happens with this one. Next up is another possibly controversial one, and that is Pages & Co. This is the second one, Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales. I read the first one, I think it got like 2 stars from me. I really didn't like it, but I was like, hey, I will read the rest of the series, I'll give it a go. I've got the next 2, I will probably read them. So, it's on here. If I don't continue this series within the next year, I probably never will, because I'm not going to reread the first one because I didn't love it, and what's the point in continuing on when I didn't love the first one? But if I continue soon, like within the next 12 months, it could be worth it. Are you seeing my logic here? Like, if I don't read it within the next 12 months, I never will, because I'm not going to reread the first one. But if I do it soon enough that I don't have to reread the first one, there is still a chance that I might like it, even though I didn't like the first one. So, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. I know it's an unpopular opinion that I didn't like the first one. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, this is about Tilly, who discovers that she can book wander, which means she can travel into the pages of books, and book characters can travel out into her family's bookshop, basically. Stories come to life. She travels into them. It's got the good recipe to be something I would like, but I just really didn't care for the first one at all. So we'll see what happens with book number 2. Fairy tales are leaking book magic and causing havoc is the point in this one. So yeah, we'll see if I get to this one. If I continue this series, we will find out within the next year. And then finally, book number 10 on this list, I have Winter Song by S.J. Jones. This is one that I got ages ago. I don't have a receipt in this one, but when I was first discovering my polar fantasy hype, I think, and Winter Song with this nice icy cover seems like it would be a perfect read for a polathon, but every polathon so far, I haven't picked it, and I haven't been drawn to it, so I don't know, if I don't read it for wintry polar fantasy season soon, will I ever? Will I ever? I don't know. I don't really know what this is about. I think this is like is it pitched as like a labyrinth sort of thing with a Goblin King? All her life, Liesl has heard tales of the beautiful, dangerous Goblin King. They've enraptured her spirit and inspired her musical compositions. Now 18, Liesl can't help but feel that her musical dreams and childhood fantasies are slipping away. But when her sister is taken by the Goblin King, Liesl must journey to the underground to save her. Drawn to the strange, captivating world she finds, and the mysterious man who rules it, she soon faces an impossible decision. With time and the old laws working against her, Liesl must discover who she truly is before her fate is sealed. Labyrinth. So yeah, I want to read this one, but it hasn't been like calling to me when it's polar fantasy season with the Winter Song and all the ice and stuff. Maybe this winter will be the winter, who knows? But if I don't read it in the next 12 months, then this one is also gonna go kaboom. So there we go. And they are the 10 books that if I do not read within the next year will self-destruct. They will be saying goodbye. Hopefully I will actually read some of them this time, because the last time I unhauled all but one of them before it came to revisiting the video. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck with this. If there are any of these that you really want to push on me, really want to recommend to me, please do so down below, because I need the push to get through these. Because as I say, if I don't, kaboom. But there we go. That is all I have for you today. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, give us a thumbs up. As I say, if you want to recommend and push any of these on me, do so down below. But with all that being said, I will see you in the next one. Bye!